new generation. We are the youth of the nation. High in the sky. We are the new generation. Leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leaders Dialogue Show. Leaders Dialogue Show is a program that brings on board seasoned leaders to share insights on how to rise in the leadership ladder. And tonight we are privileged to have Mr. John Ng'ang'a. Mr. John Ng'ang'a, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Mr. John Ng'ang'a is a renowned author. He has authored 11 books. He is a renowned consultant in Taluma Consultants in managerial matters. And tonight, Mr. John Ng'ang'a, we are asking ourselves, what is politics?
That's a very juicy topic. Because a lot of you have all kinds of ideas about politics.
Yes.
But let's first of all, when you were in the university, over 40 years ago, what they call political science was actually called government. In other words, you are learning, people that were learning how to become DOs were learning governance.
Yes.
And it needs to be understood then, when you talk about politics, you are talking about a career in politics. It's a career where you organize people so they can work together for the good of everybody. You see, your job as a political person or political professional is to organize the community so that they work together for the good of the whole community. So whenever we really are talking about politics, we mean the people that help to organize us. Now, unfortunately, the part of politics that's known more is the campaign period, because that's when everybody is involved. And their job at that time is to try to win your vote, to try to convince you that they are not bad, they are good people. And that's really where bad politics come in, because some of them will bribe others or do all kinds of things. But generally speaking, all that is required is that we ourselves elect our own rulers, our own leaders. So they have to come and show us, like a beauty parade, and agree who is the most beautiful among us. So do not start thinking in politics in terms of campaigns. The campaign is one means of selecting who is going to go into politics, who is going to become our leader. But it's supposed to be, by the way, it's a pity that in many countries of Africa, politics lasts all the 5 years. But the intention is you do politics for 1 year or so. After that, you don't talk politics. You now start leading us. What did I say about politics? It are people who organize us so that we can work in a communal manner so that everybody benefits. And we need them. There is no way you can have a cohesive society without politics. Of course, somebody can say that I'm a king. If you elected a king, in that way, you don't. After that, his son will become a king. The daughter will become a queen. So there will be no elections, but there will still be politics. Because the politics is that art of putting people together and running the community in such a way that everybody is actually benefiting. So, in seeking to define what politics is, let's understand that politics is something you need if you are going to work well. But of course, there are different ways of running communities. For example, if you are in a dictatorship, then obviously the dictator is the one who decides what's good for the community. He's still a politician, but he's the one who determines what's good for the community. So for him, we normally call them benevolent dictators. Some of the countries in Africa are actually in that level, where they are doing a lot of good, but the involvement of the people is very, very, very limited. But they are still politicians, and that's one top. Then there is democracy, which we say is ruled by the people for the people. Now, if you start saying it's the democracy is ruled by the people for the people, now you start now making it very complicated, and that's where a lot of people think negative about politics, because it means you are not allowed to rule us or lead us unless we elect you. And we will not elect you unless you campaign or tell us who you are. So in democracy, that's required. Democracy, of course, has a lot of challenges itself. For example, the person elected, he normally assumes he's the best person.
Yes.
But obviously, that's not the method of choosing the best person.
No.
That's why you go to a court of law, you can find the defense has more points than the prosecution. But the judge chooses the prosecution is right because it's not the number, it's how true it is. Now, it's the same thing in politics. You can have 5 candidates. The best candidate is not very talkative, is not giving away money. So the guy with the worst is the one that wins.
Yes.
Let's be clear. Democracy does not help you to choose the best leader.
Yes.
It only helps you to choose the most popular.
Yes.
It has never promised. Democracy has never promised to help you to get a good leader, a best leader. No. Its interest is, are you representative of the people?
Yes.
Did they elect you? But then there are many better people whom the population does not elect and would have helped the community to do better. They end up choosing a crook who starts stealing from them.
Yes.
And yet the other candidates that were good were still there. So that's part of the politics that is negative. You know, you end up. But let's be clear. We can use other methods that can help us to find a way. You know, let me tell you another thing about these elections.
Yes.
You have a grandmother at home who cannot watch TV, does not listen to radio, literally doesn't know exactly who to elect. You are a graduate, you have read, you have listened, but do you know your grandmother's vote is one, yours is one. Nobody is more powerful than the other. So people without necessarily the knowledge are given power to elect. So that's part of the problems of politics. That because of popularity being used as a basis for choosing leaders, you can go. And then the worst thing about them is that you end up thinking. Every politician thinks, I'm the best in this constituency. Democracy never promises you are the best. Or you can say without fear of contradiction is you are somebody who is popular. And popularity has little to do with ability and professionalism.
That's true.
So that's what we mean when you talk about politics and politicians.
Yes. Excellent. Do we have good and bad politics in our nation or in?
Because of that, what you have been discussing, you can see you have good and bad politics.
That's true.
Good politics is somebody whose interest in entering into politics is for the good of the people. Is for the good of the community. If the reason you are going to it is not what you get out of it, but what you will give, that's good politics. But to me, the day you become our leader, you will be removing all losses and ensuring we only have gains. That's good politics. But then there are many people who go to politics for what they'll get out of it. Number one, they want to become famous, well known. So what they are really interested in is go into politics and then everybody say, who are you? I'm honorable. If you dare not call him honorable, you could change your dental formula. Because for him, the reason he entered into it. Now, so there are people who go there for what they'll get out of it. That type that go for what they'll get out of it have several problems. Number one, it means they can do anything to get it. They are willing to even lie. They are willing to bribe you. They are willing to do anything. Now, once they have invested in the campaign, they are not fools. They want their money back. So once they are in, they then want to do anything that will deprive the community they want to lead, who will pay for having elected them. So there will be corruption, and there are many things they will do wrong, and they will have even people whom they use as a way of ensuring they are elected next time. They use the community money to kind of prepare the ground for them to become re-elected. So they spend five years wasting the resources because of. So you need to understand there is certainly bad politics because of the intention. So what makes politics good or bad is the intention of the politicians. why is he going into it? And why did this other one go into it? And that's what will determine what's a good politics. However, let me agree that many people will find it difficult not to behave like others. So if you have 10 bad politicians, bad means people whose intention was not to improve the community, but to improve their own lives. If they are the majority, even the good politician sometimes now start behaving like the others, because obviously he now wonders, how can I be the only one missing out? So you can end up now having a community where all politics is bad politics, because even the good politicians, when they went for a good thing. But you know, they say birds of a feather flock together. So within no time, you want to join the other birds to start behaving like them. So bad politics is when the intentions are bad and when you seek to either enrich yourself. But others don't go to enrich themselves. They go to enrich their community. We call it ethnocentricity or tribalism. You go there, you know the resources come from 100% of the people. You use all the resources from 100% of the people to benefit 20% of the people. And you have no apologies. It's our time to eat. So all the contract, all the suppliers, all the tenders are going to this small group. And you say, for these 5 years, you must know that we are the ones in control. We are the ones who are going to be winning. Now that's really bad politics. When you use people's resources to benefit a few. You know, one of the things I find interesting is when politicians talk, and they are, I'm going to build a road for you. It's not his money. None of his shillings is being used. It's our money. But because you have given them the role of trying to help us redistribute our resources, so we put the money in one box, but you are hoping to benefit. He now misuses that and makes it look like I built a road for you. You never built a road. I built a school for you. You never built a school. It's our money. And you need to understand that. So politicians who is not conscious that all the resources available are not his. We have given him the privilege of trying to divide the meat, but the cow was ours. Then he is likely to end up misdirecting the resources to the people he likes without them. But I think the other thing that we are talking about in bad politics is lack of integrity. And earlier in an earlier program, we talked about the integrity. It means that he says something which he doesn't mean. So what he said when he was campaigning is not what he is going to say in the real life. And then he is willing to do the wrong thing, then in the next campaign he lies again. Now, when you don't have integrity, you actually have bad politics. You know, some people will create a story about you. Negative story. In order to fight them, you also create another story about somebody else. When you start throwing mud on each other, that's bad politics. Because basically, you are spending time causing the community not to be cohesive, not to develop, and that was the intention you are elected.
And we are very much grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, keep forwarding your comments on our Facebook page at Leaders Dialogue and our Twitter page as Leaders Dialogue Show. We will be right back after the break.